Right to serve.
Mr. Anderson.
Heavenly Father, thank you for this day. Thank you for this town. Thank you for the people that are concerned for the well-being of everyone else. Help us to guide and direct. That wasn't good.
Timing.
Please help me to remember more things on a regular basis. Help the council to make the best decisions as far as for the citizens of our community. In your name, amen.
Amen. Pledge allegiance.
I pledge allegiance
to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Roll call, please.
I have Lyndall Vanderwerf.
Aye.
Laura Wagner here. Mayor John Krasuski.
Aye.
Bucky Stevenson is absent, and Marie Anderson.
Thank you, everybody, for coming. Appreciate it. Good showing. Hopefully it's not too entertaining. We'll do our best. Okay, old business. We're going to discuss bill number 332, resolution 22-517, a resolution adopting Robertson's Rules of Order as the official code of conduct and order for the City of Mountain View City Council meetings conducted in the City of Mountain View, Missouri.
I got a stop one.
This is the one that, and you guys have a copy of it?
Yes.
Should have a copy of the rules of order. Now, understand that we can always add and change whatever we want later, but this is a good go-by for a well-mannered team effort that works together as well as we do anyway. So it's not real stringent, very relaxed. Helps keep a good relationship between us as well as to the community members watching. And if you had a chance to go through it, it's nice and basic and simple, and we don't have to get too complex. If it proves too simple and too basic, we can always add to it with the worst ones, Robertson's rules. So if you guys have looked through it enough, whenever you want, I'd entertain a motion to
Do we
adopt it.
to change this to say Rosenberg's Rule of Order?
Yeah, that's where I was stumbling at it, Robertson's. But that's okay, we know Rosenberg's.
Okay.
It's what's in front of us.
Yeah.
I think the Robertson's was a combination of Roberts and Rosenberg's put together.
Do you want to explain to everybody that this is something that we're mandated to do by law to pick one of the three?
Yeah,
We have to have rules.
yeah. In case there's any question or interest, that we have to follow some type of rules of order to conduct the meetings of an official city, such as we do. And there are a lot more stringent ones, and some of them are relaxed, such as this. And we had chosen this for that reason, because we don't really need to sit up here reprimanding each other and yelling point of order every time we turn around and making it really difficult, more worried about the rules of order than we are getting business done at hand. So, and seeing that we work together well, and we're going to adopt this one and make it simple. The board has been under Robert's Rules of Order from way back, but we cannot find it. Somewhere in the either ordinances or resolutions, probably from the 1700s or something, I don't know. But I know that previous mayors said we are under Robertson's Rules of Order. They were very strict and very, very hard to work with and hard to learn. Every time we get a new member, we're up here teaching each other the rules instead of getting on with business. So we've all elected to look around and see what we found that's comfortable and tweak them and whatnot. And Mr. Anderson found this one that we like it, and it's recommended by the M&L Missouri Municipal League. They highly recommend it for our cities our size. So that's the scoop of it. So do we have a motion as such?
I'll make a motion.
We have a motion made by Laura,
I'll second.
seconded by Murray, and we'll have a vote. Linda?
Aye.
Laura?
Aye.
Murray?
Aye.
Motion passes. Okay, council to discuss ordinance 1711 and ordinance amending the city code of ordinances for the city of Mountain View, chapter 69, utilities.
Because it's an ordinance, it'll have to be
Red
read
twice.
twice.
Now, we're going to discuss it, right?
Yes.
Right. But I forgot to remind you.
Oh, okay. So this is 69. You guys have that in front of you?
Should be 1711.
Yes.
Okay.
1711. Whereas the city council has determined that there is a need to amend the city code of ordinances of the city of Mountain View, Missouri. Be it ordained by the Board of Aldermen for the city of Mountain View, Missouri, that chapter 69 of the city code of ordinances as amended as follows. Section 69.100 billing procedure. All users shall be billed monthly. Payments are due when billings are made. Any payment not received by the 15th of the month shall be delinquent. Any delinquent bill shall be subject to a late payment penalty of $10. If any bill continues to go unpaid after 4:30 p.m., the business day before the shut-off date listed on the utility bills, the service to that account will be subject to disconnection. A $40 reconnection fee shall be assessed after all disconnections. And if we pass it, it'll be today. So do you guys have any questions? Is that how we were,
That actually
we
spells it
worked
out.
it up
Yeah,
last,
black and white.
last meeting? Is everybody good with it? Questions?
Wait for Lindell, see if he's got anything.
Nope, I'm good.
Okay, and now we will repeat it.
So you're gonna make a motion?
We got, do you read first and then make a motion?
You are supposed to do a reading, and then you're technically supposed to have a motion and a second, and then discuss it, and then vote, and then do a second reading, and do the same thing again.
Okay. Neil, do you have a motion?
I'll make a motion.
Motion by Laura,
I'll second
seconded by Linda.
Okay.
Discussion, no, yeah, we're all done. Voting, Linda,
it. Aye.
Laura?
Aye.
Passes, first time around.
Still got to do a second reading.
And now we'll discuss bill number
We
1341.
need a second reading of it still. Oh, okay. I told you I wasn't here.
Ordinance number 1711. An ordinance amending the city code of ordinances for the city of Mountain View. Whereas the city council has determined there is a need to amend the city code of ordinances of the city of Mountain View, Missouri. Be it ordained by the Board of Aldermen for the city of Mountain View, Missouri, that chapter 69 of the city code of ordinances be amended as follows. Section 69.100 billing procedure. All users shall be billed monthly. Payments are due when billings are made. Any payment not received by the 15th of the month shall be delinquent. Any delinquent bill shall be subject to a late payment penalty of $10. If any bill continues to go unpaid after 4:30 p.m., the business day before the shut-off date listed on utility bills, the service to that account will be subject to disconnection. A $40 reconnection fee shall be assessed after all disconnections. Do I have a motion?
I'll second the motion.
Motion by Laura, second by Murray. Discussion? We'll vote, roll call vote.
Aye.
Aye.
Laura?
Aye.
passed by the City Council the 17th day of May, 2022. Okay. You're just doing this to me on purpose. Council to discuss ordinance 1712. An ordinance amending chapter 11 of the Mountain View Criminal Code, also known as marijuana and alcoholic beverages, by amending section 11-140, consumption of intoxicating liquor in public. I shouldn't have drank my lunch. Okay. We don't need a motion until I read it.
Right.
Bill number 1342, ordinance number 1712. An ordinance amending chapter 11 of the Mountain View Criminal Code, also known as marijuana and alcoholic beverages, by amending section 11-140, consumption of intoxicating liquor in public. Whereas consumption of intoxicating liquor is not currently allowed in or upon any public place of the city under the current city ordinances, and whereas the City Council has determined that there is a need to amend the ordinances of the City of Mountain View, Missouri, to allow for the consumption of intoxicating liquor on the premises of the Mountain View Municipal Golf Course. Be it ordained by the City Council for the City of Mountain View, Missouri as follows: that Chapter 11 of the current Criminal Code, also known as marijuana and alcoholic beverages, be amended according to the following: 11-140, consumption of intoxicating liquor in public. No person may consume intoxicating liquor in or upon any public place of the city, except the Mountain View Municipal Golf Course, unless specifically authorized to do so by law. Do I have a motion? Do I have a motion so we can discuss it?
Make a motion.
Motion by Lindo,
I'll second it.
second by Murray, and do you have anything to discuss on it?
Do you want to let them know in case anybody's here while we're doing that?
So is that, we can, well, I'll open up for public comment, but yeah,
Okay.
I will. Is there anything else you guys? Okay. We could, I'll open it up just for a minute for public comment if there's any questions on it. If anyone does or doesn't understand what it comes to our attention is the golf course has always had, and I shouldn't say allowed, but it always has put up with people drinking alcohol on golf course. And it's readily done in almost every golf course that we know of, almost. And we have not had anyone enforce those rules against it, because that's what everybody does. They get thirsty, they like to drink alcohol as well as Pepsi, etc., Coke, who knows, whatever. We don't want to be the one telling them what they can and can't drink. We have not had any real instances of overconsumption to where we're having a lot of police trouble calls, etc., at the golf course. So it's so much simpler just to straighten the books out rather than start reprimanding people, adults, for doing what they enjoy to do, and that's what they're at the golf course to do, is enjoy the day. So if they want to drink a little bit with it, with their non-intoxicating or intoxicating, that's their decision, they're adults. So that's the conclusion we had come up with. Yes, Mary?
Originally, you talked about there would be beer in the vending things. Is that still going to be happening?
It's up to the manager of the golf course.
So it's up to the manager?
Yeah, as long as he abides by state, federal liquor control commission laws and everything, yeah.
So are you, excuse me, are you allowing them to sell it there, or do they bring their own?
They do presently bring their own, and they can and will bring their own, continue to bring their own. And if the manager of the golf course so desires, he can allow, not to say, well, that's up to the Liquor Control Commission, but I'm sure he can sell canned beverages, etc. I'm sure he wouldn't allow bottles for obvious reasons, and he would not hopefully have open intoxicants pouring, in the clubhouse or anything. You wouldn't be dispensing anything like that. it would only be canned where they take it and open it themselves. Wouldn't be serving them open beverages. Roll call vote. We have motion seconded.
Aye.
Laura?
Aye.
Larry?
Aye.
And now for bill number 1342.
Did you read that one twice?
Oh, I don't have to read that one twice.
No, I didn't know if you did read it twice or if this was the second.
This is the second.
Okay,
Oh, okay, I do.
yeah, you do have to read
You can drive me to drink it.
it. You wanted all of them today.
Ordinance number 1712, an ordinance amending Chapter 11 of the Mountain View Criminal Code, also known as marijuana and alcoholic beverages, by amending Section 11-140, consumption of intoxicating liquor in public. Whereas consumption of intoxicating liquor is not currently allowed in or upon any public place of the city under the current city ordinances, and whereas the City Council has determined that there is a need to amend the ordinances of the City of Mountain View, Missouri, to allow for the consumption of intoxicating liquor on the premises of the Mountain View Municipal Golf Course. Be it ordained by the City Council for the City of Mountain View, Missouri as follows. That Chapter 11 of the current criminal code, also known as marijuana and alcoholic beverages, be amended to the following. 11-140. Consumption of intoxicating liquor in public. No person may consume intoxicating liquor in or upon any public place of the city except the Mountain View Municipal Golf Course unless specifically authorized to do so by law. And we have a motion. Motion by Laura,
I'll second.
second by Murray. Discussion. And a vote, roll call vote. Linda?
Aye.
Laura?
Aye.
Murray?
Aye.
Passes. Council discuss bill number 333, resolution 22-5-17. A resolution of the City of Mountain View, Missouri, authorizing the mayor to execute a contract with Levi Reeves Construction to provide paving for the road access points to the anchor. Bill number 333, resolution 51722. Why are you looking at me? Did I forget something?
No, I
Okay.
was just waiting for you to.
That wasn't in there. Why is it looking? Resolution 517-22. A resolution of the City of Mountain View, Missouri, authorizing the mayor to execute a contract with Levi Reeves Construction to provide paving for the road access points at the anchor. Be it resolved by the Council of the City of Mountain View, Missouri as follows. Section 1. The mayor is authorized and directed to execute a contract with Levi Reeves Construction for paving the access points leading from the anchor to Highway 60. Section 2, the agreement shall be substantially the same in form and content as the contract attached as Exhibit A. Section 3, this resolution shall be in full force and effect from and after the date of its passage and approval. Do I have a motion?
We got, it should be County Road 35.
Or is that for the discussion? Okay. Oh, okay.
On the form.
I was
That's
just
for the
writing it
motion.
down, yep.
Yeah, it should be, let me do that.
You will put that in the motion to amend it.
Yep.
Uh,
I
He
didn't
wants
catch
to
it.
amend it also as, what's the county road?
3,500.
At the corner of County Road, 3,500. We have a motion amending section 1. Do I have a second?
I'll second.
Second by Laura. So that takes care of the amending of section 1. Now do we have a motion for the entire thing?
I'll have a motion for the.
Wait, we didn't vote on it, sorry.
Aye.
Laura?
Aye.
Aye.
Okay. Now we have a motion on the entire thing.
I'll make a motion that we accept bill number 333.
Second?
I'll second.
Linda seconds. Voting. Discussion. Now, as we remember, this was where we weighed out the cost to the city and Were you here, Levi?
No.
It was Levi, it's the guy at the construction.
It's all this reading.
Oh, okay. That corner right there where it goes on County Road, it's like a chip seal pavement,
Mhm.
and then it's gravel approach and concrete on the gas station itself. Well, we normally do the approach to connect the two together, and we do it in asphalt. And it's, I think, 6 inches of asphalt, 5 or 6 inches. And we had our road crew, et cetera, put together numbers, and we got an estimate from an asphalt company also to pave that, what the cost of the city would be. And it came to about $12,500. Well, they have a contractor that's working behind it, putting up a concrete parking lot right now. He's willing to go ahead and concrete it with steel rebar instead of the asphalt, which is 3 times better job. In lieu of the city messing with it at all and spending our $12,500, and his bid price was $11,800 to do so. So we, the council, decided to put forth this resolution so that we can let him do it.
No, I saw him in working, I thought that's what she was doing, but
Okay, so let's see, how far did we get?
I think you need to do the roll call.
So we need to, if there's no other questions,
I have no other questions.
all right, roll call vote. Then
Aye.
Laura.
Aye.
Aye.
You only have to do that one once, so.
One more time.
No,
No,
you only have
that's
to
it.
read it once. It's a resolution, it's only
Because
once.
it's a resolution.
Good deal, all right, okay. 1 out of 4, thank you. Okay, council, to discuss budget with department managers. And I believe you got the golf course first because you have a tournament going on and you'd like to get back to it. Come on up, Deb. Let's make sure we got our paperwork ready for you here.
Looks a lot better up there.
Okay, so how we doing, Denny? How's the golf course coming along?
Want from beginning or to right?
Short version, you're in a hurry, remember?
Well, when I started, we didn't have water. We ended up with a very small budget to fix a very big problem that was years in the making. And we ended up rebuilding one pump, sending it in to get rebuilt, that was burned up. We got it back, and the other pump, somebody had messed with it and they'd turned the flapper around backwards, so it was in reverse and it went to pumps. We had to send that back in. That one was brand new. And then the labor check valve, pop-off valve was, I would say, in between just that and the water aerator was about 80,000 just to get the water in the pump house itself working. And we put new control boxes in. The old ones were burned up. I got a deal with Toro, got them for $1,500 a piece, which usually they would go for a used one about 6,000 to 7,000, somewhere in there. And we got them for cheap. And then bent grass, which we reseeded every green with the new V8 bent grass because it changes every year. They make a better brand, or it can hold up to disease better. And so we reseeded them. You want me to keep going?
Just condensed version. But so far you're saying that you picked up the slack from several years past,
Yeah.
basically.
The last that I heard that they had actual water from the sprinkler heads and boxes was 6 or 7 years. But I wasn't there, so I don't know, but I know that when I started, the control panels didn't work, and we had to use metal detector to find a lot of sprinkler heads. So So that kind of tells you. But we got a pretty small, our last budget was tiny compared to the work we had to put into the place. We put, I think it was 68 sprinkler heads that we either rebuilt, 20 brand new, gel connectors, 1.5 inch elbow pipe, ground wiring, new valves, all the shut-offs were broke or hadn't been, so a lot of them, the flush valves hadn't even been turned. So we had to replace a lot of them. We got a new Spartan 72-inch mower. As we did had I think it was down to 2 mowers in total, plus the fairway mower was broke down at the time, which we got all that fixed now. So we got new equipment. But, and diesel and gas has gone up. We've spent a lot in batteries, equipment parts. And right now we've got 4 tournaments that we've gotten back. As far as I know, the Calcutta, the Ozark Radio Network, there's a couple more, the Summersville Athletic Tournament. We have the Alton School District golf team playing over there now. And hopefully when if they get a district, or I don't know how they do it, but we can get maybe a tournament or something out of that. And then probably 3 or 4 or 5 more that we can, been talking to Jerry Haynes about setting up. So we're getting things back, and the greens itself is starting to have like a bedding under it, which is almost like laying on a mattress. You know, they used to feel real hard, and now they're real cushiony, which means they're doing real healthy. And I'm just going on, but
So you're making a lot of progress.
yeah. We didn't have a lot of choice to go over budget or anything. It just, all this stuff was just kind of thrown at us. You know, you don't know how much it's gonna cost, but them pumps, and they have to laser level it and put boots on, new gaskets and everything. By the time they get that done, it costs a whole bunch of money. But now we have 2 pumps and working water through the golf course. One last green, there's one that we're trying to figure out the wiring on. It's where it's broke at, so that it'll work on. That's green 15, and all the other ones work on timers on the box. So we're getting there. I put a wish list, but that's why it's called a wish list.
No, it's priority list.
I do know this Pro Core 6-port, the walk behind aerator, we pay $2,000 to have a company come out and aerate once a year. And if we was to aerate twice a year, we would probably have some of the best greens around with just that deal to pay for itself.
Okay, but you're saying 2,000, so that's, if we paid them, it would be $4,000 a year.
Yeah,
to improve the greens.
yeah,
But if we bought it, it would be 30 to 45,000.
yeah,
So that would take a lot of years to pay back.
yeah,
It's 10-year minimum payback. And that's all, yeah, really it's a 20-year payback, because we're only using it once a year right now.
Yeah, then you're gonna have to probably replace it, so it'd be cheaper in the long run just to have it come out.
Keep having to do it.
yeah. The other thing I put on there was the crane hoist they got for a 2-ton. Sometimes when you lift up them mowers with just a regular jack, they slide back if you're laying, changing blades or whatever. They can fall pretty easy. With this hoist, they're only $799 at Harbor Freight. It's a 2-ton. We can just pull in there and winch it down and lift it up and not have to worry about that so much. I think that's all I got on there. Oh, I put on there I needed $1 million because, you know,
As long as it improves the golf course, and as long as we get a grant from who knows
I was
where.
going to take myself some golf lessons, and, you know.
chain link?
The chain link, they've been having problems for years. Just the other day, we got a flag stolen. The flag and the pole is about $25, and the flags, colored ones, are $15. And about once every 3 days, on 15, we get our flag stolen. I found it on top of the barn and across in the field. I don't know how, there's no telling how many's over there. But they get stolen, and we just found out just a little bit ago that somebody turned all our boxes off. And, which means that our watering programs and everything didn't kick on this morning like they normally would. All the power switches were off, so we're locking them
Oh,
now.
you got locked down.
Yeah,
And where would this chain link fence be going?
in the back, just along that dirt road.
Oh,
Because I don't know if, you know, that's like the drinking road, or they just, it's so easy to get every spot right there in the back, it's easy to get in. And it makes me nervous that they can just, if they can take the flag, they can come out there and rip up a green if they wanted. And then that'd be, you know, $15,000, $20,000 right there in damage to a green, and a lot of mad people. But, I have got some quotes
You
with,
did get quotes?
yeah.
What about down along the cemetery down there? I knew there was some holes down in there that people was getting through
Yeah.
at some point years ago. Did we seal those up, or do they need to be
They
sealed
still
up?
need to be, what I'd like to do, I mean, even if we just had the barbed wire all fixed, it would deter a little bit. All the barbed wire, it's just, I don't know if it's from that creek flooding so many times, or just trees falling on it, you know.
Is there like gaps
Yeah.
just little gaps that you gotta fix, or is
Yeah.
it?
On the back, it's pretty much tore down.
Yeah, I know, but down along the cemetery, is it
Yeah,
like
that's-
just small sections that you would need to fix, or is it?
Well, that one is, I mean, it's got a lot of bent poles and stuff that trees, I can't even tell you how many trees have fell on it. So it's laying, some of it's laying down, some of it's got holes, and there's some that's maybe got one strand across it or two, or, you know, I don't know if you'd have to go through and build a whole new one, but the one that's there, if we was to re-stretch barbed wire or something, it could be fixed. We'd have to do a lot of tree cutting so they wouldn't fall on there anymore, but that could be fixed.
Cheaper thing might be, smile, you're on camera and game camera.
Well,
You're
that's
talking
another thing
things.
that I got 2 game cameras out there. I put one out just a little while ago. Just, last time I said anything about putting them up, the next thing you know, they was on the back of a cart, and I finally found them, and, you know, so I just don't say much, but, another thing is, a lot of people will come in, they'll get their cart, they're just storing the cart there, or whatever, they'll just get in their cart and drive on out to the course, and never even check in at Pro Shop or
We
nothing.
had something in the works to change that with adding that,
Yeah. We've
gate
got it marked
fence.
out to where we can put a cable up at front there where they can't just drive out there and golf. I mean, I went out there countless times and got people, you know, and I hate to even do it, but, you know, you gotta go in there and check in and let people even know you're out there golfing. But I think there's a history of that for a long time, you know, so there's a lot of stuff that we could do that would change things to make it a whole lot better. And it needs to be more for the community, unlike it really hasn't been. I just would like to take all the talk, the bad talk about the golf course and make it good. So,
you said you had a price on that fence on the dirt road?
the chain link, it's 5 foot. I don't know if you want 5 foot or 6 foot. I think you said 7,000 on a 5-foot, which would be a 50-year guarantee. I don't know what gauge it is, but they wouldn't be able to just tear it down, you know. There'd have to be, to put a chain link, you'd have to do a little bit of clearing there too, because there's brush and stuff all growed up along there. But I wouldn't want to clear it all off. I'd want to just enough to put a fence in or something. I mean, there's probably a whole lot of other ways to do it. But as you can see, I'm not a public speaker.
Oh, you found out.
Back to your deterrent, if you had some game cameras, because I've got them, we use them quite a bit, that will activate, once they're activated, it'll send a message to your cell phone immediately.
Mine don't do that.
I know, but if you had those,
Yeah.
you had several of those to put up that would actually get a hold of you or maybe even relay back something to Jamie, would that be helpful?
Yeah.
As far, because they're not that expensive.
Yeah, because
They are, but
we
they're not.
have to go out there and pull the SIM card out, and then I gotta take it in their computer and look through it and stuff. If I knew, you know, that it would be 100 times better.
Because like if you had somebody out there right now that activated one, you'd probably have to activate them overnight, but once they're activated, and I'd walk across here, it would send a message to your cell phone right now that would have a picture of who's there and what's going on.
Yeah, that would be good. When I set the one up on the back last year, it took a picture of everybody that was on the green, and the batteries finally went dead, because I think I don't know, I had 10,000 something pictures on there, and none of them was taking the flag. So Punky actually put a camera up on the tree there. Probably shouldn't say this. Anyway, the camera was put up, and that flag, it sat there for over a month. Nobody touched it. I don't know if it's because they knew or what, but I thought about getting some signs that says you're on video surveillance.
Yep.
And if they see that, they're not gonna know there's anything there or not. They're more than likely to not go take it if they see that, because why would they risk it? But, you know, I just, or I could just stand back there with a, you know,
That sounds like a management decision. Okay, let's see how his numbers go. Well, how's your health? How are you doing there for spring? You said you had 2 part-timers coming on after school without those still.
math teacher and Mike McAfee, he golfs and does men's league.
Your names, but okay, you do have 2 of you. You're getting enough help for,
Never mind my name.
you get enough help for your tournaments, et cetera, coming up.
Yeah. Good math teacher. There's one thing on here on repair and maintenance of grounds. I put the reason why I put it up to that, because it was that 2 years ago, but none of the stuff that we fixed got fixed. And with chemicals, in order for your foliars and everything you gotta spray on the course, it's not cheap. So I put that higher, what it was 2 years ago.
Your machinery equipment wise, it was, 2 years ago was 12,000, year to date is 24,000, and you want 25,000. What's going on here?
You know, I don't even know if I wrote this one in. I know that we had that old fairway mower that we had the Jacobson out there, and they got in that lease. And there was another greens mower that was in that lease. And they was gonna have to pay $15,000 just to buy out of the lease. Otherwise, so we ended up getting new equipment somewhere in there. I'm not sure about that. Somewhere in there it went up. but we have that equipment, so. I thought that I had put that, did I write that in
No, you asked me to write that in
there? Did I? Okay.
Fuel and oil, I think, is way under too. Current pricing, and as far as for the amount that they go through, I guarantee you that won't be anywhere near it.
No, not the way it is right now.
Pause for a moment. Let the record show that Pump Stevenson has shown up. On board.
Hey, go ahead.
Sorry.
I'm not sure why I put that on there. I don't remember.
Okay, let's go to the final difference numbers. 2 years ago, 278,000. Our budget, 272, and year-to-date, 211, and then you're going for 347. So really, with everything you've done so far, you're under what used to be all the numbers. I mean, every number I wrote 2 years ago, 1 year ago. You know, you.
Well, I think it's gonna start bringing in a lot more than what it has.
I like seeing that downward trend.
I'm not sure what I can and can't talk about, so.
Yeah, names, no names.
Selling the beer out there. Can I talk about that?
It's up to you, you're the manager. It
Well,
doesn't matter to us, so.
No?
Yeah, not me.
Oh, yeah, big spot. I thought he was fixing to come off there.
Well, I just remember the last meeting, liquid coolant just popped in my head.
Poplar Bluff Municipal, their revenue went up 300% when they started selling just canned beer. So, between that and we've gotten a lot of people that I've never even seen before out there lately that's gotten memberships. But I think that we'll be in a lot better position this year than we was last year, for sure. As long as we're not going back to the way it was last year, then we're just gonna keep going forward and getting better.
Do you know how many current members have been paid up this year? What kind of ballpark range?
I think all of them, except for a few. I'm not totally sure. I looked at it here about a week ago.
Do you remember what it was last year?
Last year it was 198.
You think we're close to that right now,
Yeah.
or more?
Yeah, we might be at 200, somewhere in there. Some people, of course, didn't renew. Some people, you know, but I think that we'll probably, I would say probably maybe 220 we'll get somewhere in there.
No, I know a few that didn't pay last year that came back this year.
Yeah. There's actually several people out there that didn't talk to me last year and they talked to me this year. So I'm more of a human being now, which is kind of nice.
Can you get some of the current numbers and tell us what the trending actually is? How many new, where are we at total? And if we have a percentage of increase or percentage of decrease as far as for just the annual membership? The good thing that you've already mentioned is that you've got 4 of the tournaments. Thank you.
Yeah.
God, I thought we wasn't all there yet. But see if we got any more, because last year we lost more than that.
Yeah.
See what else can pick up. But that type of trending, if you can give it to actual numbers with the supporting of the facts, that would go a lot better. As far as for doing the budget, then, okay, I'm looking at numbers, but there's nothing really to stay set into it.
Mhm.
So give me the meat and potatoes that back up what you're looking for.
Okay.
And that's, for me personally.
Do you, and I don't know, I haven't been, I need to go back out to the golf course, as far as vending and other things that you just make, do you still have any concessions out there or anything that you can sell other than just?
We have we do hamburgers and hot dogs. But I would like to, maybe get a toaster or something and have cold sandwiches in the fridge ready. Somebody comes in hungry, you can throw it in a toaster and they can have grilled cheese or stuff like that,
Yeah.
sandwiches wise.
Do you have fountain drinks out there?
No. I think there was a fountain machine out there, but it was taken out.
I would suggest to you, as far as being in the sales side of things, check into your vending,
Mm-hmm.
because you make a lot of, I think the last time I knew, your fountain drinks, you're making like 70 to 80% off of those.
Yeah.
And if you check into that, I don't know, there's vending companies out there that you can get, like your sandwiches you're talking about.
I think they had some through Pepsi, who put them out there or something, and they were taken.
Yeah, I would check with Pepsi and Coke, but there is other vending companies out there, if you need names, I can get them for you,
Yeah.
that can supply you with that stuff, but that little bitty stuff will add up and make a big difference at the end of the year.
There's a lot more that, we could do at the pro shop that it doesn't do. And just little things like that, fountain drinks, because the same thing that's in the refrigerator over and over, people they just don't buy it.
Yep.
We had stuff that was from 2017, and it just,
It's
gets
amazing
rotten
when you
or
start,
not bought.
it's amazing when you start running numbers on that little bitty stuff, how much it doesn't seem like a lot, but at the end of the year, it adds up quickly.
Yeah.
That's just a suggestion for me, but if you need any help with that,
I'll take all the advice I can get. Especially with the council.
With your tournaments too, it might be something, because that's gonna be your biggest draw at one time.
Yeah.
Instead of trying to do all the food yourself, maybe contacting one of the trucks that comes by and talk to them, will you get a percentage? So now it doesn't take away from the personnel, and you're still collecting some income from people already using things.
Mhm.
But that would be one for doing on tournaments where you have the numbers that would support one of those outside trucks.
they've done that, at Springfield.
That's
It was
done a
up
lot.
at the Bass Pro thing that they had up there, and the vendors had to pay so much to come in there
Yep.
to do that.
Mhm.
It was unreal, but we've got a lot of vending people that might jump
Yeah.
all over that.
In years past, the bootleggers has been there.
Yeah.
I don't know if that was something this golf course supervisor set up, or if that was something the tournament, whoever's running the tournament
Is
set up.
bootleggers even open?
No, they're not even.
No.
But we have like Smoking Sam's now.
Smoking Sound, Roscoe,
Roscoe.
We have enough local that can.
yeah. And I eat Roscoe's almost every day, so, or is it Smoking Sound? Which is exactly why I put on 20 pound. That's not the point that I'm making, I'm just saying, I eat too much of it, and it would be very dangerous if the truck was out there, because I would be in the hospital with overweightness.
But yeah, if you could, I definitely need to see more meat and potatoes.
Okay,
I can help you with that, the members list. I know just about everybody's on it.
yeah, well, Gina,
Oh yeah, she could.
I don't have a whole lot of time, especially lately, to go in there and look at all of it, but I know when I see somebody different and, things like that, and I know that 90% has came in and paid their memberships already. Some of them wait till men's league starts, like tonight, they'll probably get some. Or, I know there's a couple that's, who was that? He's in the hospital or having back surgery or something, but,
Who's doing marketing?
we really ain't got marketing.
Okay, that's something else that I'm seeing with most of the departments. We need to push out and show not only our community, but
Yeah.
communities around us, what we're actually doing to bring in those to come and visit as far as what we have here too.
Yeah,
So,
In
that's
years
pretty
past, they always had the golf course clubhouse supervisor do the marketing,
Mhm.
and she was phenomenal at it. And fired her.
yeah. A lot of things happen. That's kind of what happened with fountain drinks.
But you're on top of it all, right?
Yeah,
That's
yeah, I'm all over it.
what we want to hear. Do you have anything else to add, sir?
We just want to make a better golf course for golfers and people to come out there and enjoy themselves, open it up for sledding and things like that, you know, so it's more part of the community than what it has been. I would like a good marketing person though, somebody that was, you know. You're a good marketer. I'll flap my jaws all day.
Do you guys have any more questions for me? I'm good.
Thank you very much, sir.
Well,
Go your turn.
What do you have next?
I would assume we would do police since they're here.
Please, all right. Greetings, Chief. Now, first thing I know you're gonna ask for is a golf cart with those lights on top instead of
We'll
that
get
fence.
that for free.
Side by side lights.
So, I'm not sure if you guys got my whole packet that I gave Donnie back in March, where I went through the details of everything
I remember it, but I don't think we have
like
it.
that. It's like,
I did and I read it.
you got it?
Yes, I did. Thank you very much.
So in those pages, I kind of detailed everything that I had requested in the capital expense, capital item expense. And I made a sheet separately. Did you guys get this? It explains every change that I made to the budget.
Yes.
Okay. So a few things that I've done, was kind of move expenses around and put them in a line item that I felt that they worked better at. Like investigations, we usually use investigations if, for supplies, for investigative materials, something that we can't use recoup for. And if not everybody may know what a recoup fund is, but we have a fund set up years ago, back in the 80s, and it's still valid, where whenever we charge someone with the DWI, they have to pay for our hours that we work that DWI and for our stuff that we use, such as our BAC. That money goes into a fund separately, and we use that fund to buy stuff to enhance prosecution and to buy supplies for like DWI, alcohol and drugs and stuff. So that's not in this budget because there's no way I can tell how much it's gonna be. It depends on how much somebody pays in. So excluding those items from the investigation, although we still use some for investigation, I separated leads online, TLO, which is our investigative website. That's actually through the credit bureau. And man, if you want to know somebody, you go to the credit bureau. They'll know you, your cousins, your neighbors, everybody that you've ever talked to, every text message you've ever done, it's all there. Our mules, which is how we run people for criminal records. Our active 911 is what I get sent to my phone anytime there's a 911 call. Our Omnigo, which is our records management system, and our old records management system, we still have to pay to access our old files because there is a lot. I tried to get them to where I could burn it off on a disk, but they said, nope, sorry. So eventually we're going to have it all printed off and we can get rid of it, but we are actively turning it off. But there's thousands and thousands of files. So I took that from other line items and I put it into one bunch under 6310. I also did that with dues and fees, kind of straighten that up a little bit instead of just here and there. That's under 6030. I kind of grouped that all together. The police chief dues, which is something that me and Stetson are a member of, and that's that training that we go to that teaches us administrative rules, regulations, and how to work with employees. Midwest Radar, they come every year and certify our radars. It's something that we have to do. Missouri Sheriff's Association, our Microsoft and Office accounts, and our International Association of the Chief of Police, where we get our rules and regulations from. So I kind of bunched that all together instead of just having it scattered throughout the budget. I could go over some of the changes that you could see in this budget. However, I did this in March. Lumber was cheaper, so is gas. Gas may go up more, may go down. So my gas budget will probably won't suffice. Last year when we did it, at February, we were at $10,000 in gas, and we were only gonna spend $18,000, but I'm sure that we're way over that. I don't know. I'm sure we're reaching that number now. We are trying to change up the things on how we patrol to help. All of our equipment in our car has to charge. Our flashlights, our laptops, our printers. We shut our car off, leave it there, get it back in. It takes 10 minutes to get back up. So that's why you see cars running a lot. However, we're gonna have to change something. We have to do something different because it's almost $5 a gallon. So we're working on that. Another big change. So the cadet program was adopted last year, and it was a big help. It's nice to have that. It's nice to have that contract, and it's nice to see somebody succeeding. Jimmy will be top shot in this academy. So tonight, and this weekend he qualifies with his last round of shooting. He graduates June 20th. He will graduate. They only have one more test, block test, and then they take their final test, which I think will pass. It's really helped out City Hall with him coming down and helping the girls whenever somebody's coming in and yelling. It's helped with yards. Last year, that's what he did, is he went and enforced yard stuff. So whenever we lose Jimmy to go to full-time officer, we will lose that position. It will fall back on everybody else that's to enforce. So I did add the cadet program cost into a line item 6126, which was an unused number. Now this is a proposal, and that's why I put an asterisk beside it, because that's going to be up to you guys if you guys want to continue forward with that this year. And that would only be, of course, if we needed that person. The academy starts in August in West Plains, and in the full-time academy, they hold it 3 times a year. So there's a spring, a summer, and a fall. And as a full-time academy, 15 weeks. That's it at Mizzou. So it'd be a completely different structure. We wouldn't have the guy here. They'd be living there 5 days a week. So I put that in there under 6126. Under 6230, which is safety, you'll see that it's a lot higher. I have it at $18,000 with an asterisk. When we made this, we didn't know if we were going to get the Bulletproof Vest grant, and we still don't know yet. But it's already been applied for. We actually got in at a good time. Our vests are expired, every single one of them. And an expiration date, of course, depends on how much you sweat in them, and it runs you. You can't wash them. So once you get them, this sucker's been on here for 15 years, and it's had every bit of my sweat in it, so it smells. Anyways, so it deteriorates, breaks down, and you have to have new vests. Plus, the new ones are lighter, and this thing weighs 12 pounds. So, if we get this grant through the DOJ, it's up to almost 50% match. So we are looking at, I think Stetson told me, gave me a note, which I forgot to check. I had the note in front of me, but I didn't pay attention to it. So right now it's like $11,200 is what we're asking for vests. That's everybody on our department a vest, including reserves and full-time. No one has a vest end date. If we get the grant, we're looking around 5,500 our cost, maybe more, probably more. Probably less than 10,000, hopefully less than 10,000. Hopefully around 5 to 8 is what our cost would be. That's what I do consider this a priority. We have to have it. We gotta have the vests. So that's something that I would not like to budge on if possible.
So those 50% match vests, are they under the 6230 line?
That is going to be under 6230 safety. Yes, and you should see on the spreadsheet, that additional, usually at 5, and that was a guesstimate at that time, because I had no idea how much our vests were gonna be. We actually got in on time. Leon Supply out of St. Louis has the contract for St. Louis County Police Department, which is the biggest police department in the state of Missouri. So they are selling them for $850 each. So, and they're usually 1,800. So we're in on that. As long as we can get it before the end of the year, we got it for $850 each. And they're warranties, and they're nice vests. They're exactly the same as this, but really thin.
How long do they normally last? What's the expiration on those?
Some are 5, some are 10, some of them are a lot less. It just depends on how much you sweat and use it. So, and when I say use it, I'm not saying get shot. I'm saying like active. More you move in it, more it wears down, breaks down.
So Lyndall, the vest that we would be getting, part of the government thing is it's 5 years. So it's their safety standard that we have to buy a vest that at least lasts 5 years. The ones we're getting are 5-year certified.
So yeah, that's on that one. Do you guys have any questions?
For the future, can we look at doing a rotation too, so that way you don't have them all ending at the same time?
That'd be
I know
great.
that's really hard, but
Okay.
maybe, because you're already looking at the cadet program the same way. If you can do a staggered part, that way it's a lot easier, because if the price fluctuates, that's a big one too.
So what I want to do is, they will come down and size it for us for the full-time. Now, the reserves, I would like just to get a standard size, that way somebody new comes in, I don't say, well, it's not going to fit you, you got to buy a new vest. So that's about, what, 5 vests that would be normal, and the rest of them would just be full-time. They would be sized. Okay.
Does it matter safety-wise, size?
No.
How big is it?
No. The standard size would be like your large, extra large. I know that they go in numbers, like mine's a 54 or something. I don't know what that means, that's just the number they use. So, chest.
Chest size.
Okay. So, that's usually how the vest will go. I think the last time we got vest, Ellie was here, and that was in 2014, 2012, 2014, something like that. So, that's the last time we bought vests, and that 5 years happened a long time ago. We did get a few from the DoD over the years that were up to date, that were free. So that kept us up and going. Let's see. Over the investigations. Uniforms, I bumped it up a little bit just because these pants were $50, now they're right at $100 each. I've had these for 5 years, so they last. With Stetson, I swear, it goes to pants. But we're looking at Amazon now instead of using Galls. But now this Leon company's popped up, I think we're going to try and do them some business too. And so far they're a little cheaper. So. Furniture and fixtures, I know I haven't spent that much out of it, at least at this budget time. So what we're doing at the police department, as you guys saw, did you guys get those pictures? Pictures of the police department, all deteriorating.
I recommend that everybody goes to the police department and actually looks. So you might be having some visitors to come see.
Yeah. That west wall hits the sun, just kind of like what was going on with, the swimming pool years ago, is that the bricks are breaking down, even though there's paint on it, it doesn't matter, and there's leaks. And actually, the birds are the ones that are picking it all apart. They're taking chunks out of the concrete. What would fix that would be to wrap it in metal. That's gonna be unreal. I don't know how much, I wouldn't even know how much that'd be, but that would be a way to solve all that. However, as we've taken over more rooms, we've found more problems. And I'll just hand this to you guys. You guys can look at these pictures here. We have a little tree growing in our window right now. Yeah, a little bit of grass on the inside of the building, actually. So we would like to tear that inside wooden wall from the front to the back. Tear it out because that's the one that's got the most wood on it, that's rotten, and is growing plants. So we want to fix that, it's leaking. We did do some work on the inside to the old D&B room, which is another thing. We are moving our front lobby to the D&B room. That's the room that's taken the most damage over the years, apparently. So if we're gonna fix it up, we might as well use it as our main lobby. So that will be our main lobby, and up at the front, that lobby, we have worked with the sheriff's department. They're wanting to put a substation in Mountain View, and that way we will have I don't wanna say it, but we will probably have a county fire here almost all the time. So that will help. It won't cost anything. We'll literally just put a desk up there and they could use it to meet with people in the front line. But that would be blocked off from the main entrance. The main entrance would be the old D&B room. So,
I'd be interested to know how that works in conjunction with city police and the sheriff.
it would just be separate. It would just be a little room that they use to meet with people in Mountain View to take complaints and to talk to people. That's it.
So when we call 911 here, you're still the one responding.
Mm.
Unless you're not available, then they could.
No, they will, but no, it's going to be, it's literally just going to be a spot to meet and to have their forms stacked up and to meet with people and interview them for cases in the Mountain View area that's outside the city.
Outside the city.
Yeah.
It would give another presence inside too.
Yeah, it would be helpful, so.
When you said the DMV room, are you talking where they use to sell the plates or the ones where you use a
Yes.
license testing?
No.
They're going to do that in testing?
They're going to still do it there, yes. It's going to be in that room where they did.
So that'll be the lobby and stuff.
Mhm.
Good planning. When you're asking about the work, demolition work, et cetera, do you have a price on that?
Demolition.
To do the wall?
We're doing it ourselves. We're tearing the wall out ourselves and putting the wall back up.
You know, it's got to cost the city somewhere along the way.
Oh yeah, the cost of lumber and stuff.
Do you have any estimates on that?
That's where that 5,000,
Oh, okay.
yeah.
Got it.
So when I made that estimate, lumber was low again. But now it's going back up, so I'll do my best to stay within that. I bought a lot of crooked lumber, and I've used my table saw a lot to try to straighten it out as much as I can. So, what we're gonna do is we're just going to go back over that wall with a 2x2 and just put up whatever's cheaper, the plasterboard or paneling, whichever one's the cheapest. We'll put it up across the whole way. So,
And you say it's a west wall, that's
the west wall. That's the one that has taken the most damage from the birds. You could walk by, if you walk on the outside, look up, see all these holes, big holes. Those, dig it out, and go build a nest with it. So, but yeah, you can see the damage, a lot of damage. We do have to do a little bit more repainting and around the D&B room on the outside because we have a video, but when it rains, it comes in the wall, down concrete, and then where the metal is that supports around for the window, it's like falling apart. So it could be saved, it's not gone, it could be saved, but we need to get it sealed. And as soon as we can get it sealed, we will put up a little bit of bracing in that window to hold that up, so. So that's the plan with the repair maintenance building. Our ACs are working good.
I did a question for you back up a little bit. The cadet program, the $8,900, it was a $5,000 program, wasn't it?
Mhm.
5 or 6. Is this for one cadet or is this?
This is for one cadet. This is the high range. And I submitted, I'm sorry you guys didn't get all this stuff, but I had actually gave you the quotes from the Sheriff's Association and the Mizzou College one, and that was the cost of the higher academy, including all their expenses. See, the Mizzou broke down the cost of everything that it would cost. And that's the number I put in there. That was the high-end number. And the Sheriff's Department was the 5,000. That's just the cost of somebody going in there. But we were paying, we had also separated it into different line items last year, like the uniforms.
Right.
I just put it all in one.
Okay.
So the uniforms and everything is all in one right there, so.
Okay, now what's the grants? 5,500. What it costs us $5,000?
So, no,
That's just a matching one.
that 4,900,
It's 95 year to date,
so
and it's 5,500 for now.
was that the, body cam grant, that 4,000?
Yes.
Okay, so I thought the body cam grant was gonna be later. So that 4,495 was put in after we made the budget. It was a budget amendment, I guess, that had occurred. And we got a grant, and so I put in that 5,500. That should really be a revenue instead of an expense.
Oh, I thought it was a matching, so what?
It was 100%, isn't it? So it's 100%. And I guess Linda put that in there to show that we would receive money, that way we wouldn't go over budget, I guess. I don't know.
We can deduct that from your bottom line.
Mhm.
Dare expense, it was 2,500 and you dropped it down to 1,000 this year. What's up with that?
He didn't use very much, so I just knocked it down.
We still have a good program going.
Mhm.
So,
Yeah.
other stuff.
Most of his supplies are actually free. It's the Red Ribbon Week and any awards that he gives the kids that graduate the DARE program. That's where he takes that money and uses it,
Cool.
so. The Drug Task Force, last week, did you guys get the MIRMA letter and the SAPA letter on the new Second Amendment law? That would kind of explain a little bit that's going on. I'll get everybody that letter. Our insurance company is telling us what we can and cannot do with the Second Amendment law in order to not be sued. And there's a lot of things in there that I don't like. So I gave you guys that letter, but I don't guess you guys got it, so I'll make sure each one of you guys gets it, and you can see what their opinion on it. And if we violate that, MIRMA will still cover it, but they said it's gonna be a 50% increase the first time we are in trouble. So,
So it's just a rules or guidelines.
right. So, and that also will, at this time, I didn't know, the drug task, we may not be able to be a member of the drug task force because of that law. That's not law, because they're federal agents. And we bring a federal agency. So, we may not want to pay it, I don't know. That's gonna be, I provide that information to you guys, I'll give it to you. That way you can read what MIRMA says about it. About specifically drug task force.
When you send that over, can you also put a note in there of what your concerns are
Mhm.
about that too? So that way we
Yes.
have a little bit more information,
Mhm.
not just, thank you.
And your recommendations are what you would rather see us do.
Yes.
So, yeah, and at that chiefs of police conference, this was our main focus, was that law and how administrators could take care of it. And basically it boils down to, as long as council and the city attorney agrees to let us continue the way we are, then we'll be fine. But if you guys don't, then I have to stop everything that they've recommended on there. Any other questions?
Safety items, you need anything extra that's not listed or something you're seeing, and all officers, including K-9, and anything else that we have a special issue or required?
No, actually, we've gotten quite a bit of stuff.
Okay.
And we continue to get free stuff from the DoD. Matter of fact, we got a very nice piece of equipment that's $10,000 in today. So we continue to get that free stuff. As long as that keeps coming in, we'll be good. And it's actually good stuff.
The heat of summer, ACs and stuff are a big one, especially in the K-9 unit too.
Mhm.
So.
Yeah, we bought a few years back, we bought a K-9 detection heat alert system
Okay.
where we'll send him an alarm saying that his car is overheating and he needs to get to it because his dog may be in danger. So, and we put louver vents on that car, which we now have switched that cop cars out. So we got new louver vents for the new car, but it actually cools down the car by having those louvers. So, and he has a fan in there, so. And he does have a lot of equipment, more so than the regular officer. So, and he does have it. And we use a lot of that recruit money for that too, because it's enhancement of the ABI drug enforcement.
Computers?
Computers were good.
Okay.
So Murray came in and talked to me the other day, and we kind of went over the entirety of what priority, and I agree with his assessment, and that was personnel, the department, and just the functioning of the police department. Do we have everything we need to operate? Are we operating within our budget at the best we can? And those are the priorities. So that's our priorities. Everything else is negotiable, and even that is, I guess, but that's what we need to operate. Did you guys get the evaluations that I submitted for the officer evaluations? No? Okay. I will get you my entire
No,
packet.
you emailed it. I can email it to them
Okay.
also. So.
I made an evaluation for each officer for a recommendation for raises and a recommendation on the raises, if any was giving out this year. And an adjustment to the pay scale to kind of match with what I had made a recommendation for. And I made a big, long list of justifications why I felt that they need those raises.
You're still down 2 full-time officers,
Yes.
correct?
Didn't you have 2 in Lang?
I hope, yes. As long as everything works out, we will hire them. And both of them are locals, so we like that action. Worked out good.
Do you have anybody in line that's interested in the cadet program?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I have several people I have people every day. As a matter of fact, somebody came in and got an application for the cadet program just a few days ago. I mean, I didn't meet him, but he talked to Amanda. So there's a lot of interest in that cadet program. And I understand that if we was to pass that, it would only be if we need a position filled. I don't want to just put somebody through that academy and have 9 guys whenever you guys only budgeted me for 8. So,
Do you need anything to push out information for things that the police department's doing, things that you're seeing, or, you know, the safety?
no. So the Missouri Safety Center,
Mhm.
we just talked to them at the Chiefs Conference. They're the ones that go around and will ask for donations. They'll have like a letter and say, the chief approves this, can you donate some money? And then they put together packets, and we pass out these informational packets to the citizens. So it pretty much doesn't cost us anything. We haven't done that in years because it's not been the greatest of times. And right now is not a good time again. So, just because everything costs so much, but that is something. And we do get a lot of free material too. So. But I think that we do have a lot. Our Facebook page is very popular. We get calls about it almost all the time. So, a lot more stuff that you guys don't see on that page is coming through on private messages, so. We get lots of questions. Mainly from California, but,
Any other programs or something that would enhance the relationship between the police department and our citizens?
So we used to do a neighborhood watch, but that dissipated a couple years back. We had Ellie that was going and doing that at the library. They would meet monthly. The neighborhood watch program is an independent program, and we would just go in and talk safety precautions, and they would give us information. And that was over on Sharp Street. So I would like to see that happen more often. We do get a lot of communications. Actually, people are calling us now. Still not locking up their cars and taking out their purses and guns, but they're calling us more often. So, yes. A lot of the stuff does get shared from our Facebook page. And I know that not everybody has it, but people that don't even have it call us because they hear it from somebody else. So,
What about that, it's been several years ago, because I was with the newspaper, but remember that bike safety?
that bike rodeo.
Yeah.
That'd be a good program. We use donations from Walmart and just people in general to do that. And we gave out several bikes that year. That was really nice.
Yeah, it was heavily attended by the kids.
We have, since 2019, we have not had full staff. And I don't want to make excuses, but you can't overwork a person.
Oh, yeah.
And there's not much interest without help. So that's where we stand.
But I'm sure maybe if we get together with like the youth center,
Even the Nickelodeon thing, you know.
I might know someone.
I would love to see that come back.
Yeah.
We just gotta have enough guys to be able to come out instead of just one or two.
Yeah.
But I'm hoping that's coming up.
Anything for business relations?
Business relations,
I know you guys are still going around checking doors. And
oh yeah,
seeing
we
anything that's
check the
also-
doors.
But
Our only contacts that we have with businesses if something happens anymore. Yeah, that needs, maybe, I know that the chamber is getting a little bit smaller than what it used to be, but maybe if the chamber would invite us over to talk. Again, we did go over there last year and I spoke, but.
What grants are you working on right now?
So we are working on that DOJ grant. We are working on a, what is that called again? That,
I'm working on the DOJ grant for the best, and then there's a community development grant also through the DOJ for training equipment. It's mostly for VR, like laser training, for officers for situational things, and that's up to $25,000, and it's 100%, so I'm applying for that. And
the block grant.
the block grant, and then also the Merriman grant when it comes up later this fall.
block grant's $10,000, 100%. And that's for safety equipment. And we can get radios out of that. We get rain jackets, stuff, small stuff out of that one. We got a lot. If we get it. And I wish we had numbers to report, that way you can put it in your revenue side,
Yeah,
but we don't, not yet.
you're working at it. It's in progress.
Right.
Do you guys have any other questions for the chief? I'm good. Very good presentation.
All right,
Thank you.
I'll get you all that information, and Mary will forward that to everybody else too.
Okay,
Thank you.
Yeah, so somebody remind me tomorrow to email that to everybody.
Just get it safe.
I can do that.
Because I was never given a new one.
Okay, I'll make sure you have it too.
Okay, what are we working on next, Shannon?
So, it's up to you. We've got sewer, water, and electric, which there's no one here to present it, so it will just be reading through it.
I've got a shot. You have a shot?
Shop was just
Was
an
it
update. We've
update?
already talked
Oh.
to them. It's just an update to some prices that you guys had asked me to
Okay.
do. sewer, water, and electric. I just gave you the sewer and the water, and the electric was in your packet, because he had made a lot of changes.
She gave me electric.
Did I?
Gave me
You should
electric.
have sewer and water also. Yes, I'm sorry, that's wrong. Sewer and water's in the packet, and I gave you electric, yes.
I think it's something we can digest. We'll come back with any clarification if we need.
Yeah, sewer, water. Anybody here, we don't have anybody here for sewer and water yet.
No, Eddie had to step out.
Oh, that's right. So we'll wait on the sewer and water. If it's back. If somebody, you don't have anybody else?
No, they,
Oh, we won't have anybody today, will we?
no,
Nope.
No.
no, it'll just be a read-through.
Okay, we can try to muddle through this sewer and water ourselves.
I think it's something we'll probably be doing notes on and then asking for clarification. But we won't be ready to answer. No, I've already,
Yeah. They are asking for a sewer camera, which makes a lot of sense.
yep.
Dollars, is that
It's 10,000.
a $10,000?
Yes.
And we have a little brochure on the camera system with 400 foot of cable. Super. And I agree with that 100%. I don't know what you guys think of that. Lift station inspections, $6,000 a year. That was passed in previous administration, so I don't know what happened there. Did it not get signed and paid for?
I'm not sure.
Okay, we should revisit it, that's what we should do,
Okay.
rather than just say, yeah. And then they're asking for 2 laborers, absolutely positively. You guys, I don't know if you're up on it, we just don't have enough help. 2 guys cannot handle sewer and water. It's virtually impossible. It's been demonstrated for the past several years.
I think they also submitted something where they called all the, I think, you put in the packet,
Right.
where they called several area towns. And there are some towns that have nine guys, some have 7, some have 5, we have 2.
Yeah, even if we had 4, we'd be the least number. And we can't even do daily inspections, we can't do all the meters we need to get in. We can't, they can't even begin to cover the bases. I don't know how it had gotten to this point. Maybe it was a real shortage of money in years past or something, but you can't do it, they can't. It just, things keep getting pushed back, and we never get anything done. We keep going further back. We must have a 2-man crew on sewer and a 2-man crew on water. And in order to do that, we have to open up 2 more places. And I'd like your guys, just your consent or your blessing that we do post 2 more openings for laborers for the sewer and water department, no matter what happens otherwise, just because we need a 4-man crew there.
And I've also talked about having a laborer also for the electric.
Well, at this time, I was just
Yeah,
going
but
with
I'm-
sewer, but yes. Yeah. And these laborers can be floaters, of course, they can go back and forth. They can go to the parks, they can go to the electric, or whatever park department, golf course, anywhere they need it, they're needed. But mainly, they would be definitely, we need to, in order to, it helps us qualify for grants, et cetera, with looking good in the state eyes, et cetera, all federal as well, but that we have 2 departments and not 1, because you can't cross water and sewer. You must have everything separate, tools, equipment, et cetera. And, I mean, it gets real picky.
Yeah.
And here we are trying to cover both with 1 2-man crew. It's insane. A 4-man crew is gonna have to work.
very hard. They won't get caught up, I guarantee that, but they'll be able to maintain. And hopefully we'll have extra floaters from other departments that can help them get caught up in the next 6 months or so before winter hits. And then they can maintain more easily, but right now, they're falling behind every single month. We've got leaks that we can't even fix. We don't have the manpower to do it. We must have 2 more laborers. Let's see, what else? That's all the requested. And their budget worksheet is really hard to do because they've got a mess going on there. Salaries and wages, we don't have a good split there of who goes what where. We're gonna be changing around things in City Hall, so that one's gonna be a lot of guesswork. Insurance, et cetera, let's see, all the way down. Fees, I don't know what $7,000 is for dues and fees. You know what?
I know that we have to be a part of the Missouri Rural Water Association, so I know that there's something there that we have to join and keep up to date.
Is it like every several years, because we haven't had it in the budget?
I'm not sure. I mean, to be honest, I don't know what all they do, but I know that I have sent that off for them.
Yeah, it's a little yellow. Okay. Don't, all right, yeah, okay, let's see. Supply materials, equipment. Infrastructure, machinery and equipment, that would be, I'm assuming machinery and equipment would be the camera. Did you get a letter from them?
Dalton, yes.
Okay. So you guys, if you're aware or not, that our lead sewer waterman has resigned today. So he didn't follow through and fill all this out, and that's why it's not filled out as well as we want, as what we need. But we did get a letter of resignation today, with a 2-week notice from today.
It's taking a job out of town.
He's going to work for electrical, I guess. He's switching.
Yep.
And that is an inherent problem we'll take up with our enclosed discussion about why and what, and wages, et cetera. Bring you guys up to address them. Okay, and then under water, they got the tower, I'll get into the tower later. Pump station needs to be replaced every 5 years, they claim. Oh, they change every 12 years. Right? It says every 12 years, and ours has been 20 years. So they're running, but we don't know how much longer. And he doesn't have a price on it that I can see, unless you see it somewhere.
I see a lot of that. There's a lot of things that need to be, but there's no estimates or anything else with it. That's what I was seeing earlier.
There is time for the budget, and as we learn more, who steps up and or takes over, we'll get some more items filled in properly.
not sewer and water. So like I said, we'll probably put it on, well, we could actually revisit it, like skip meeting next, yep.
Are you moving on to electric?
Yeah, electric, we'll go to electric next. Wages, we worry about wages right now. Well, on electric, we had our supervisor, what date was that? That, we had our supervisor electric resign,
I think his last day was the 11th.
it was the 11th. And
He took a traveling job.
he took a, well, we should have provided a copy of the letter, but I guess you could make a copy of it for closed session, they can discuss it, see what's what, see why, et cetera. And they're looking for, well, they're just saying 3 employees, but they're not asking for an extra employee. They're just saying 3 employees at a higher rate of pay. I think supplies and materials are including the upgrade that we're doing for the city anyway, so, yes, we've got money set aside for that, for the Kyle project. So that really, it's in their budget, but it's not really separate, it's a separate item. And emphasis is on wages. There's nothing out of the ordinary that I see that anything crazy, you know? You guys agree?
I do,
What's that?
I agree.
Okay.
Yeah, there's nothing out of the ordinary, but it's, there's still not enough information.
What was the tools, small equipment for 20,000?
We don't have an answer for that at this time.
No, I would assume most of it would be safety stuff, but without having detailed
Somebody here-
meat and potatoes again. Not enough information. A lot of it looked like it was carrying over from the last budget.
Yeah.
So it was just copying over, and but no explanation, no nothing else.
Other than wages, we really can't go much further with that. It just appears that from the recent resignations that we have shopped around and gotten all kinds of averages, wages, neighboring towns, neighboring businesses for electric linemen, even water, etc. And we are, not just a little, we are by far the lowest paid for those type of services of any town, for both laborers, journeymen, and supervisors. And we're gonna have to really look at that in our budget this time around, because we'll just keep losing people, just like we had the problem with the police department a year or 2 ago, and slowly correcting that now. Well, I think we're overdue on correcting these as well, whereas really, we can't expect them to stay. They get job offers that virtually double. Virtually double. And I know we can't double it, if we can't this town, but if we can enhance it enough to give them a decent wage to where it's competitive, where they're not tempted to just up and move the whole family or go on the road and desert, partially desert family by having to, just to go earn the money. So we're gonna have to really look at the wages, a lot of money that way. We have to do something there.
We do have a lot of workers that are currently with the city that are not only loyal, but are dedicated to the town and the citizenry too. So keep that in mind also. Some of the ones that come through, they, for other reasons, they haven't been here very long, and that's normal for any type of service type of employment, regardless as to if it's for the city or private or anything else. The other problem that we're running into, and it's a nationwide thing, is the fact that we're not finding qualified applicants for anything. That is an issue not only for as far as the city, but private businesses and things like that too. So I don't want it to seem all doom and gloom. And yes, there are things that's got to be done, but there are a lot of circumstances that I don't know if we're ever going to come up with the answers or anything for. So
All the qualified ones are retired already.
you're absolutely correct. Yes, and then it's that, and then yes.
And the ones that want to work.
It's got a lot to do with it too. Okay, I think we're finished with old business and move on to new business. Council to discuss Tower 2 rehabilitation. Yes. If you two can share that. Oh, there's four? No, that's it. There's only three. Let's gotta share it. This is Tower 2, the pictures in the first few pages. We had them come give us an estimate, and they did this entire booklet for free just to show us what we don't have to climb up there and see firsthand. And the health, it's not the health, the DNR has told us repeatedly over several past years that we need to bring it up. I have that.
Okay.
We need to bring it up to date. We need to, for sure, recoat the outside, sandblast and paint the outside. Put in another safety man hatch at the top. And there's some various weak points that need to be sandblasted and cleaned up and rewelded.
Fall prevention.
Yes, and we're going to install safety features such as safety cable up the ladder so that they can go up, reduce, it's all in there, every page here tells you. They checked everything from ground to top. And we did get 2 bids, and this is actually the lower and the better of the 2 bids. I didn't bother with the other one, it was considerably higher. And this one is actually better, and this is something that we may or may not have grant to pay for. I think we will have at least 50%, maybe 100%, but there are grants available, and we are applying for them right now, and we've got enough time to do that. This one comes, they sandblast it, and everything to bring it all up to date would be $175,000. But the interior, recoating the interior, doesn't need it for another, I think, 3 to 5 years. Okay, and that's $60,000. So really, right now, it'd be $115,000 to do everything other than the interior, which I'm all for. We don't really need to do the interior unless we get a grant to go ahead and pay for the whole thing at once. Fine. If not, it'll at least stagger it so many years from now where we won't have to do both at the same time. But this was by far the lower price. The other price was over $200,000. And they also offer a pretty good program where you basically, for the life of that tower, which is a minimum of 200 plus years, tower, if you pay, they have a maintenance program for $1,000 a month. They will maintain it for us, take care of all the paint, any cracks, any welding, any deterioration, etc. And what that is I understand it's $12,000 a year, but it includes the paint forever. In other words, the paint and epoxy coating is good for 15 to 20 years, period. 15, 20 if we have good weather. They will repaint it in 15 to 20 years. It's covered. You never have to paint it again, inside and outside. We'll never have to recoat it. If we take them up on the $1,000 a month maintenance plan. So if you do the math, in 15 years, it's cheaper than repainting and recoating it again, especially at the cost it'll probably be in 15 years. You know, and this doesn't go up.
So
it's
once
like
you
an
tie
insurance
in with a maintenance program, it's set for
You're
life?
done. You're done.
How long has the company been in business?
Yeah, I questioned all that too.
Okay.
They started, I didn't write it down, did I? Hold on. I can't quote that. I can't quote it. But they've been in business at least 20 years. I'll say at least 20 years. And they are very reputable, et cetera. And hopefully, in order to give a warranty like that, normally you have to go and have a bond somewhere. And before we would sign anything, we would check for that. Because the bond would assure us that whether they go out of business or not, it would be paid for. It would still be covered. And that's the normal standard practice when you do continual agreement. So
If we were able to take on this project, would it also carry over to any of the other towers, or is it after they perform the initial work?
yeah,
Okay.
strictly the tower by tower basis. And we don't have to do anything on it. This is for your information at this time. Like we said, we believe we have some ARPA grants that cover anywhere from 50 to 100% of it. So we'll see how that goes. We don't have to commit to it, but this way you see what's coming down the pipe. So we do need to act on it sooner or later. Okay, council to discuss ordinance 1713 and ordinance amending the city code of ordinances for the city of Mountain View, chapter 24, Board of Aldermen. This is what we discussed in the previous meeting. I will read it. Is this a double?
Yep.
I will read it and then we can discuss it. Bill number 1343, ordinance number 1713, an ordinance amending the city code of ordinances for the city of Mountain View. Whereas the city council has determined that there is a need to amend the city code of ordinances of the city of Mountain View, Missouri. Be it ordained by the Board of Aldermen for the city of Mountain View, Missouri, that chapter 24 of the city code of ordinances be amended as follows. Chapter 24, Board of Aldermen, section 24.010, regular meetings. The Board of Aldermen of this city shall meet in regular session in the council room of the city hall at the hour of 6 o'clock post-meridian on the second Tuesday of each month. 1. When any such meeting is a holiday, the regular meeting shall be held at such time as may be provided by the board on motion at the previous meeting. Number 2. The board may, by motion, dispense with any regular meeting, but at least one meeting, regular or special, must be held in each calendar month. Do I have a motion?
I'll make the motion.
A motion by Laura,
I'll second.
second by Mary. Now discussion. Now this is what we discussed, moving the meetings from Monday nights to Tuesday nights. It would help all of our aldermen to be here. Basically, easier access. I think not only is it better for the aldermen, but better for the city offices as well, because it gives us another Monday buffer. And it doesn't hurt also that if we can get our packets on Friday, that would be fantastic. In an emergency, we can wait till Monday. So it just helps everything and everybody around here to conduct business. What else? Well, I didn't vote on that, did I? Before I discussed it.
You discuss it and then you vote on
Okay,
it
we
and
can
then you
vote on
read
it.
it again.
Do we need to have a motion to vote on that? Because we had a motion.
You should just move with a roll call vote, right?
Yeah, as long as you have your
Okay, so
you
we'll go ahead
read,
with the vote
motion,
then.
discussion,
Okay.
roll call.
Is there any more discussion? You guys remember and understand what we were doing? Okay, roll call vote.
Aye.
Aye.
Laura? Aye.
Aye.
Motion passes. Second reading, bill number 1343, Ordinance number 1713, an ordinance amending the city code of ordinances for the city of Mount View. Whereas the city council has determined that there is a need to amend the city code of ordinances of the city of Mount View, Missouri. Be it ordained by the Board of Aldermen for the city of Mount View, Missouri, that chapter 24 of the city code of ordinances be amended as follows. Section 24.010, regular meetings. The Board of Aldermen of the city shall meet in regular session in the council room of the city hall at the hour of 6 o'clock post-meridian on the second Tuesday of each month. Number 1, when any such meeting day is a holiday, the regular meeting shall be held at such time as may be provided by the board on motion at the previous meeting. Number 2, the board may, by motion, dispense with any regular meeting, but at least one meeting, regular or special, must be held in each calendar month. Do we have a motion?
I'll make a motion to accept.
Motion by Murray,
Second.
second by Lindo. Discussion? We good at it? Everybody understand? Everybody understand? Roll call vote.
Aye.
Lindo?
Aye.
Aye.
Motion passes.
I wish he was left-handed at least half the time.
Okay, for the good of the order, I brought it up a little earlier, we have had recent resignations, one from electrical department and one from water department. I don't have, and I won't state the reasons other than one, of course, is pay. One is definitely pay. Other than that, I don't have a copy of the resignations with me to say anything further, but that's a pretty good item right there when you start trying to support your family out of what they're getting paid here, what they're trying to get away with, get by. Also, I did discuss earlier, I brought up that we want to split the water and sewer to conform with state standards, et cetera. And we are way understaffed, it's incomprehensible that two people are even attempting to do what they're attempting to do. I give them extreme credit for as far as they've gotten us. But we can't continue like that. There's no way we're going backwards. So we will be attempting to split to where we have 2 and 2. And then hopefully hire more help elsewhere so that people can be floaters and move around and help when they need help, jump in a ditch together. So in other words, let's see, and also at the city hall, we're short one staff member as well. We really need one more behind the counter to alleviate a little bit of load there so that they can get on with their work. Right now, everybody's backpedaling. We've got so much paperwork and so much to do. We need another girl, a person at the counter and get that going. So really, we need help. We need to put that on our agenda. Does anyone else have anything for add for the good of order?
Do we need anything to authorize the mayor to actually post out for these positions, or is it something he can handle on his day-to-day? Yeah, so you can handle day-to-day?
Yeah.
Okay. I think that that's something that needs to go on and happen, at least have postings anyway.
I prefer to do it with your guys'
That's,
consent.
To go for it.
yes. You wanted it stated that way?
No,
We're
just,
good.
it's for the good of the order. That's all it is. Just don't want to do anything else. And open up to anyone in the audience, have any input or questions? Besides Mary? No?
Yeah. Well, I just had a question. We all, or a lot of us watched that webinar because of the sewer, water, rainwater, yeah. Was that something that was gonna be discussed tonight too, as far as what decisions have been made or anything?
So the application process is officially open. It is open until July 15th, so we have 60 days to decide if and what we're going to apply for. And then we'll decide whether that's something that we're going to go through, for example, SCOCOG. They've helped us with a lot of other things before. So that's something that we need to look at a little bit further and narrow down projects, basically, because there's a lot of different things that they will cover. John and I sat down and watched their webinar, so that's just something that we need to do quickly.
Yeah.
But we need to narrow down exactly what projects are the most priority right now, and then we'll, as quickly as possible, move forward. And we'll apply for everything we possibly can.
Yes,
Yeah, is the city responsible for replacing the power poles? Or is that something the state does, or?
Depends on which power poles you're talking about, but yes, all the city-owned poles are maintained by the city.
Okay, yeah, the one right in front of our house has been designated twice, marked with paint, and it's got a ribbon around it, and that's been about a year ago.
The
And
ribbon
it's,
was placed because of the street department, because they had to mark that as a place to paint. It was marked only
Not
by
to do
street
with the
department.
pole. Is a pole in deteriorated shape or something?
yes. The bottom is rotted, it's kind of leaning, and it's just filled with woodpecker holes.
Do you have that address yet? Can you-
Yeah, I know where he lives.
Yeah.
Okay, okay, we'll look into it. Okay.
It's the paint gets washed off right away.
Yeah.
The paint
Oh,
gets
that's no
washed off
problem.
in the rain.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'll put a work order in to have them check it.
okay. Yes, ma'am.
Were you guys aware that there was a chamber meeting tonight?
About noon today.
I was gonna say, I wasn't until earlier
About
today.
noon today.
You guys should have attended it, it was very interesting, there is Missouri money to be had,
Mhm.
and we could get it here.
That's what we're, that's what right now.
Okay.
He talked about that tonight.
Yes, it's $3 to $5 million times each, and we have 3 entities that we can apply for in those, yes,
And
and
did
we
you know
are.
that the district lines moved here in this city?
Do what now?
The district lines moved, that there's
Oh,
two
right,
representatives.
Right, yeah,
So,
yeah.
it just would've been nice if this had been put off and you guys had been there.
We've been looking at it as a-
Everybody worked together,
Well, is there any way that we,
because that
why
meeting
we
had
weren't
been
made
set,
aware
that
of it?
meeting had
I
been
didn't
set.
know there even was one.
In the chamber,
I,
if they reach
Well-
out to us, it'd be nice.
She said she did.
No.
She talked
Anyone
south
here?
of us this week, and
No.
we didn't know.
None of us were,
She
so
said she emailed, that's all I can tell you.
I don't have anything.
we don't have anything.
So maybe she's not emailing the right address.
Yeah,
I know she told me that previously a lot of our, anytime she emails people with CenturyLink, for some reason it's bouncing back. So we're not getting a lot of stuff.
CenturyLink.
Neither is anyone else from her.
Yeah, that don't work well.
Yeah, I was
She needs to set
stressed,
up
and
a
I
Gmail or
want to.
something.
I want to be there, and I'm hoping.
Yeah,
Yeah.
But anyway,
I'd like to be
There
there.
was
Yeah.
2 meetings set up. One was tonight and one is next Tuesday.
yeah, because David Evans was at this meeting, I
Yes,
would
he
have loved
was.
to have been there.
Yeah.
It's very nice to meet him.
I didn't know
But
anything.
I just wanted to make sure,
No,
you know,
good. I appreciate the information, because we weren't made aware of it. And I do want cohesion there, definitely. Yes, ma'am.
You were talking about getting some microphones and speakers?
Yes, ma'am, yes.
Are they ordered, are they on the way?
We have our video man working on it as you speak. He's working with a place called Palin Music Center, and we will hopefully be getting them soon. So they will be coming. Do you have any dates or times or anything, or any turnaround time?
Not at the moment. He had mentioned that the microphone that they had in store, he only had one more, so his warehouse might have some, but he wasn't sure.
Yes, we are getting there. Things are in short supply for whatever reason, but for whatever excuse or reason they have. Everybody's that way. Okay, I'll close the public comment and entertain a motion to go into closed session, RSMO 610.021/3, hiring, firing, disciplining, or promoting of particular employees.
One second.
Motion by Lois, second by Lindo. Vote.
Aye.
Aye.
Motion passes. So we will be going into closed session.
Thank you.